Hello, everybody. I came across some information that I would like to share with everyone. It's about the 30 million word gap. Now, some are familiar with it, but not many are. So, I would like to share some awareness on this. Now, number one, school is back in, and number two, it affects our babies. So, I thought that it would be quite relevant. All right, so I'll just get into it. So, the 30 million word gap, in a nutshell, was a study done a few years ago, and it basically says that children born to welfare families hear roughly 30 million less words by the age of 3 than children born to professional families, right? Now, not everyone is on welfare, so I would kind of like to expand that to be like a lower socioeconomic status. Now, socioeconomic status, or SES, you guys will see that a lot. I see it a lot. It's in the newspapers, it's on television. That's basically how they're using to group people. So a socioeconomic status is basically defined as your level of education, the job you work, and the money you get paid at that job. Okay, so they're saying that children who are born to families who have lower education, or born to parents who have lower education, lower paying jobs, and lower job statuses usually hear 30 million less words than children born to to people who have more education, higher paying jobs, and higher job positions. Okay, now I'm not saying any of these things to like bag on anyone. That's definitely not my aim. But what I am saying is that our children are our future. So if we can begin to, tweak certain things here and there, that, or just even have it in our mind when we're dealing with our children, that we can make them better. Like, life is about making sure our children do better than us, because we will live on through our babies. And it's like, yes, at a young age, it's cool because we want to make sure that we're still having fun, that we live our lives. But we don't want to look back at it 30 years old, 40 years old, and everything that we did not teach our child comes back to slap us in the face. That would be a terrible thing to do. So, with that right there being said, number one, some things that we can do to kind of push our children forward and help them to be able to know more. Because understand, this study says by the age of 3. Now, this ain't stuff that they learn in that school. These are things that they are lacking before they get to school. If school starts at the age of 5 and they already heard 30 million less words by the age of 3, that means that it's something that the parent is missing. Okay, and I'll say we. I won't even say the parent, because it takes a village to raise a child, and I'm a firm believer in that. So number one, let's begin to read more with our children, at nighttime before they get ready to go to bed. Let's read a book with them, or even when they're still in the belly and we haven't even had our baby yet. Let's begin to talk to them and use nice words. Let's have more patience with our children instead of getting really upset and letting the outside factors of life. I know there's a lot of stress on our heads. Number one, we got to pay bills. The money that we making is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? The money that we make are not adding up to the bills that we have. And those type of stresses can make us really anxious, can make us really stressed. And the more stressed we get to a place to where we can yell at our kids really quickly, or we can take certain things out on them that they really have no control over. But the purpose in life is to make sure that we are breeding children that feel comfortable within themselves, breeding kids with high self-esteem. And self-esteem does not come from the name brand clothes that they wear. That can be a factor playing into it, but the way they see themselves, their self-confidence, that comes from on the inside. That comes from the parent letting them know, you a winner. And you awesome because your mama awesome and your daddy awesome, and we are awesome, and you come from great stock. Talking to your children and letting them know that even if they are 2, 3 years old, I can conquer anything. I can do anything. And when they get to school and they are faced with a word that they may not know, or they're faced with something that they may not understand, they don't have an issue with tackling it because they know that they can do it. Okay? Other than that, I want to say great job to the parents, because I've seen a lot of children and I'm seeing them grow up to be really, 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 really great human beings. Even the babies, I love talking to them because they always have something good to say. But beyond that, though, let's continue to make them better in life so that before they get to school, they know a little something, all right? So, number one, have some more patience with the babies. Number two, let's read with them more. Not make them go read by themselves, but read with them more. And at 2, 3 years old, let's take away a little bit more of the television, take away a little bit more of the video games, and add a little bit more structure to the learning process so that when they do get to school, they're thriving. Thank you all for listening, and Godspeed.